Hi, welcome to Mostly Carrera Slots with Ken Wash. Got this project going on now that's kind of interesting, so I thought I'd share. Got this really nice SCX car. I mean, it's freaking sweet. Belongs to a friend of mine, and I'm going to digitize it today. But usually I've been using the SCD 2022 chip, which is very small and works really nice. But this one looks like maybe, and I'll get the number for this. This is the Formula E Carrera chip, or decoder, and it looks like it might fit in this car pretty nice, so we're going to give that a try, and we'll struggle through it together. So let's give it a go. So as you can see, this is the Astin Martin Aramco F1. It's really detailed, very, very nice car. I've already got the screws out of the bottom, and we're going to kind of take a look at what's under the hood here. So pulling the body off, there's a nice amount of room underneath this chassis. So of course you have to be careful with the driver's feet, but where that contact strip is going to come out. This pops out. The chip is going to be in this same area. The decoder that I'm going to try to put in, which is the this one right here. So it's going to hopefully fit in about the same spot. Looks like it will. The decoder, the IR emitter, is going to be pretty far back on this car. So might have to desolder that, move it forward. It'll be external, come up over the top. It'll have some, if we do that, it's going to have some black shrink tubing over it, but it'll end up being somewhere around right in here. On the body on it, it'll be hardly noticeable, and from underneath, the diffusers will hide it. So I'm thinking that this chip is going to be the way to go with this car. I happen to have a few of them here that belong to the same guy that owns the car. Otherwise, I would use this chip, which there appears to be plenty of room in there. You know, the SCDs have the lighting, but you don't really need that for Formula One cars, so I usually lop that off right here where all these connectors go. I'll just cut straight across there and make them even smaller. But there seems to be enough room in this car to use the other chip. So that's what we're going to do. All right, so the first thing we got to do is get this out. I'm going to go ahead and pull the motor, though, and we'll get that kind of out of the way, too. Let's pop that up and out. This little piece comes out right here. You just kind of pull back on this. It's kind of an interesting setup in that it doesn't have wires. It has these control tabs, so I'm going to figure out how to do that, but I'm going to assume I'm going to configure this for the wires to connect to, and I'll just make tabs and we'll solder it to that, but not sure yet. We'll get there when we cover it. I took a little bit of an area out right here, just temporarily. I'm going to clean that up. That's going to be where the emitter is going to go. This thing sits almost exactly in the tabs that are provided for the other chip. This will set over to the side. I might or might not have to take anything out. If I put this chip in here and I roll these wires up out of the way, I'm pretty sure that what we're going to find out is that the body will fit right over the top of that, with actually fitting on once we get the chip in. So that's what we're going to do. So next step is going to be, I'm going to go ahead and in its present position, put a hole for the IR emitter to go through the chassis. So it'll be somewhere in this area, right about there. But because of the distance between the brushes and where it's going to be, that might be too much of a delay for the switching. Won't know until we get it on the track. If that happens, then this will be desoldered from the board or either trimmed off, new wires go on it, and we'll extend the wires and it'll go about right here somewhere. And it'll be nice because it'll fit down inside this diffuser in this area right here, and it'll be kind of hidden. I'm going to put the hole like right there for this chip, but I'm not going to put not going to cut the slot up for the reverse switch yet. I'm going to see how it does before I do that. All right, hopefully this will go where I need it to go. It'll be right there. You can see it. And then I guess the reverse switch will be cut right about there. So next I'm going to pull these up off of their tabs, and I'm just going to create a place to put the input wires. Till then, just pop those off. There's like plastic welded over. All right, so a little die grinding there. Let's see if we put that in there in the hole and turn it upside down. Oh, right in the perfect spot. So I'm gonna kind of clean that up a little bit, and then we'll continue. I made a little stand for the switch, and this piece here is basically one of these out of some model or something. I just cut it so that it would also hold the IR emitter up. Eventually, I think what I'll do is I'll raise this surface just a little bit with something, and then that's where the two-sided tape will be to hold the switch down. This is how it's going to go on there, sitting in its little fixture. Now that's in, and then if you look from underneath, it's got the switch just like the Carrera F1 car or something, or the FE car. So a little concerned about that position not being further up, but it seemed to switch okay, so we'll have to see how it does. Eventually, I may have to move it, but we'll see what happens. So I'm going to do a quick test fit with the body. It looks like it's going to pull down okay. There's nothing in the way. The decoder is in place. So now it's time to solder everything up. All right, for the motor, I just drilled 2 holes right there to put the wire in so I can solder it like I did here with that. I soldered it where the holes were, then I trimmed off the copper pieces that were in there. So we're going to put the motor in and then solder it. And I figured I'd leave these on in case we use the motor somewhere down the line for another car or something. All right, so everything's soldered in, and now we gotta put it on the track and see how it works. Switch all in place. It took 3 layers of this little foam tape to stick that in place, but it appears to be pretty good. So we're gonna put it on the track, see if it goes around. All right, we're all soldered up. Now we're gonna give it a try before I put it all together, make sure it goes through the motions and puts a lap on the counter. I'm going to program it with the programmer again, basically just starting all over again. So if I can do this one-handed. All right, cool. Okay, here we go. Gonna need some tweaking for sure. But it's doing what it's supposed to do. Bring it into the pit, make sure everything's good. All right, so let's put it together. So ran into a little issue, not bad, but after getting the chip, the decoder in place, raising it so it sits level, what I found is that the driver is hitting on the chip. So we're going to have to take a little bit off the driver. All right, so that was quick and easy. I just took the die grinder, this area right here, just took off that corner that was on there. He's still all there, still driving the car. Now, when it goes together, it fits pretty nice. It just slides right in place. All right, now let's put it together. So it's all back together. It doesn't do bad, considering these tires and a little bit of adjustment here and there, but it runs okay. Not the fastest car on the track, I can tell you that. But it makes an odd noise on the differential I'm not happy with. I'm not sure what that's all about. But anyway, here we go. ghost car mode. Now we just gotta get on some of these other ones.